So if you could help us, just tie us into maybe pricing that a small business should look at, really nagging, worrying things that we should look for within either their pitch or in something else, and just how we can choose a great SEO company. I think that would be massively helpful for everybody here. And if somebody could touch on influencer marketing, then I'd be happy to ask.
One thing before Matt said, don't hire the company that ranks #1 for SEO.
Yeah, don't. There's a lot that's attached to that. If you know. Anyway. So in terms of choosing the SEO agency that's right for you, or choosing the SEO, it really depends on the size of the business. I think how much you should spend is determined by the success of the company. I mean, the success is somewhat relative in this day and age. How reputable they are. I know of a website, because I used to check it all the time when I worked for Bruce Clay. There's a website that rates, based on like customer reviews, the top 50 SEO agencies in the United States. I think it's like top50SEOcompanies.com. Seems pretty obvious, I guess. The reason why I check it all the time is because Bruce Clay was ranked #8, but they're like $400 an hour, so which is pretty expensive in this industry. If you're an SMB, there are a lot of companies that cater to that particular market, and I would probably just go to Google to search for them. And I wouldn't necessarily pick the agency that's up at the top. I would probably look for something more of like a list that has some sort of ratings. A lot of what users are looking for, even if they're not looking for an SEO agency, I could be looking for a good pizza restaurant in LA, right? What I'm going to look for, and what's proven is that 80% of the time people are going to look for like user-generated content or user reviews. And so I would let that guide, because we're not going to buy anything unless we get the validation that it's actually good, whether it's a pizza or a wig or an SEO agency, right? So I would probably do some research there. As far as price, I've seen good SEO agencies charge $100 an hour. I've seen bad SEO agencies charge $500 an hour. It's really all relative. I don't know if I could directly answer that question. Sorry.
Just to give you a sense of at least if you're not sure, you should at least, word of mouth is usually the best. I don't necessarily suggest this, but if you actually go and look at any of the speakers in the SEO track for SMX or ClickZ or any of the major conferences, they usually do a decent job of vetting the people. They may not necessarily be the best, but at least you know that you're not going to get someone who's absolutely going to tank your business. The other thing that Matt said was that it is kind of a bear race. So if you hire somebody who is going to do everything that everybody else is going to do, you'll do the bare minimum, but you won't be able to differentiate yourself. And at that point, you need to hire somebody who can really help you differentiate yourself. If you're a larger company, I've heard of retainers anywhere from $5,000 a month to up to $30,000 a month. It really depends on how you value SEO, right? For instance, at Demand Media, 85% of our traffic came from organic search. So basically 100 million unique people came to our site every month through organic search. So it's hugely valuable, and we put our money where it matters. So you have to think about how does that channel convert for you. And the thing to consider though is you have to throw out any branded kind of search. People are going to search for your brand plus the keyword phrase, you're going to get that anyhow. So you need to really be realistic about yourself of how much is coming in from just people stumbling upon your site.
I'll add one other thing, somewhat biased, but I would definitely check whether they have an integrated team to create content. On top of the technical, obviously, expertise, which is obviously important, but you also want to research basically the copywriter, the creative director, their experience in creating content that worked and actually express your brand in the right way. There's a lot of times where you see a copywriter that's able to put in the right keyword density for this keyword that you're aiming for within 100 characters, right? But it takes another level of skill set to really do that, and then also express the brand identity, brand goal, brand communication. So a lot of times when I do that is try to figure out if they have an integrated agency or a sister agency that creates content for them, and then see past work that copywriters have done.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And the only one I'd add on top of that is just ask them to give you some telephone numbers of companies exactly like Expert Dojo who they've done business with, right? Because if they say, well, we've never worked with anybody that small, chances are they're not the right agency for me. And if they don't have any telephone numbers, chances are they're still not the right agency for me, right? So would you recommend that? It's a good thing to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.